Mate, it doesn't get much better than the last ever Cox Plate being run at Moonee Valley as it currently stands.
Yeah, cannot wait. And it's the last race of the day, which is fantastic. A true grand final. It's the Weight for Age grand final each and every year. Do you know who's had a good record in grand finals recently? Brisbane. Yeah, Queenslanders. Only time will tell. But yeah, been on this weekend, mate.
Yeah.
We're hosting a pot with the good people at Ned's. So check out the app if you're keen to sign up. I reckon this is the weekend. And we're also running another tipping comp. So $500 voucher up for grabs. For the winner, it's free to enter. Pretty straightforward. Check out our website for all the details, which is www.onthedriftpodcast.com. Where can you find that info?
In our show notes. If you're having a bet this weekend, do it with the good people at Ned's.
Let's go.
But what is gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
I need to ask you a question.
Be curious, Drifters.
Allegron's won the Brisbane Cup, but it's all Antino. Blake Shin, take a bow. Barraquil, Benny Allen hasn't moved.
Broadside him, bobbed, won the Golden Rose.
Pride of Jenny, trying to find the reserves at the 100. She's 3 in front of Mr. Brightside. It's all too late. Pride of Jenny has run them into the night. Switzerland, the big winner by 2.5 Bellatrix Star.
He's down, Jolly Star. She is a star in the making. Jolly Star bolts in.
It's all Isthmus. She's very smart and fast.
I've made a decision.
Go on.
For the 300s, we don't tip a loser.
Yeah.
Our 300 episode, Pat. This session, we just... Even if we just need to chip one down to fine leg, we're just finding winners after winners after winners. I'm making a decision.
Yeah, we finished 300 not out.
It's happening.
Yeah. This is our grand final.
Yeah.
This is our grand final week. And you know what? Part of the grand final week, I think, is just enjoying it because you can put too much pressure on yourself and then capitulate like, I don't know, Geelong of this year or, I don't know, the Swans of the previous year. We're grand finalists. We're winners. We're premiers.
What do winners do?
They win.
Yeah.
Losers have meetings, Drifters. Winners have parties. And there'll be parties this weekend because I've got a really good feeling. I think there's plenty that I like. There's a few shorties. But there's some at very backable prices. I'm very excited. And hey, speaking of being undefeated since our 300th episode, one bet today, one winner, the Bendigo Cup winner. Saturday, if that's how you say it. $6. Thanks for coming. We're building a little bit of a kitty for Saturday. It's easy as, isn't it? Life's good.
Yeah.
Life's good.
You're heading down for, what is our grand final, Derby Day, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Heading down to Melbourne, Drifters. It's going to be a popular weekend in Melbourne. Oasis is playing both Friday and Saturday night. And obviously Derby Day, and then Melbourne Cup just around the corner, which is fucking wild that we're even at that stage of the year. But I'm looking forward to it. It's been too long since I've been. We've had boots on the ground.
Yeah. Yep.
Hutcho, just a quick call from the mounting yard. Yeah, Pride of Jenny looks like shit again. It's happened again.
Well,
all right. Thanks, mate. Thanks for the intel.
Thanks, mate. I think it's going to be a fantastic weekend of racing. And if we're looking at track conditions at Flemington, up to 10 mil on Friday. Not ideal, but you have the best draining track on the planet.
And probably the best track manager in Australia.
Exactly. And finally, looking at the forecast, 0 wind to speak of on Derby Day. Finally. So it just sets up for a little bit of juice in the track. It's about 20 degrees, so the horses will be comfortable. The punters will be comfortable. Every horse will get their chance, I think.
EP for EH. Every possible for every horse. EP for EH. Yeah. I think the track will be glorious. A little bit of juice, probably on the softer end of a good 4 is fine. Yeah. I think most horses enjoy that. And then there's some rain forecast for actual Cup day, so that'll make things interesting. But we'll cross that bridge when we need to.
Honestly, mate, how well Flemington performs, I wouldn't be surprised if there was an upgrade by the time it gets to the Kieran Ichiban sprint.
The famous Kieran Ichiban sprint, time on it. Been called that for years.
Fuck Furphy.
Yeah. Fuck Furphy.
So, if we're talking this weekend of racing, we're doing another tipping competition.
We are.
With the with us.
With the good people at On the Drift.
Yeah. So, if you've signed up already, you'll get the email. If not, sign up via our link in bio. See our Instagram stories. We'll post it there as well. But yeah, basically pick a winner in each of the races at Flemington and Randwick this weekend. 10 races at Randwick, 9 races at Flemington.
Easier to tip the card, but there's only 9 races.
Yeah, statistically that is correct. Double points for horses with a starting price at fixed odds with the good people at Neds of double figures.
$10 plus, and if there is any day on the calendar where it is more likely that there's going to be a winner at $10 plus, it is Derby Day. There's so much value to be had. So much value.
We're also doing a Neds hosted pot. I have a feeling that October just wasn't our month. But we're in November on Saturday, so that is, I think, a good recipe. So head to your Neds app, open it up, join if you want. Buyer beware, and join the fun. Should we get into it?
Yeah. Do you want to start with Sydney and then end it on the Kieran Ichiban sprint?
That's a good idea. Well, we've only got the 3 in Sydney.
Yep.
All right. The Russell Balding should be known as, who won it last year? The Bella Nipotina Stakes. But they kind of did that for 2 years and they're like, yeah, fuck this.
Yeah.
So the Russell Balding, 1,300 metres, set weights and penalties contest. Speed in the race, tons of it. Shitloads of it. Got Coal Crusher from out wide. A more victorious Rothy if he wants to go that way. With Your Blessing, Felix Majestic. Absolutely oodles of pace. One of the triplets, Golden Mile, will probably go forward if he wants to. Where did you really foresee this? Jimmy Starr, $2.60. That's short.
It is short for him. He draws well and he was prominent in the Everest. He had a tough run and ran super, I thought. So I think he can win absolutely. I don't know why, but for some reason I've been drawn to Lady Shenandoah in this race.
Same.
I think she's just going to be stalking the pace, and had no luck in the Everest, and she was super in her start before that. Before the Manikato. So I'm prepared to forgive her last 2 runs, and she's gotten out to an okay price, and she has J-Mac. So I think Lady Shenandoah is probably a bet for me this weekend. Jimmy can win absolutely. He's just with his racing style, and with there being so much pace in the race, I don't know how they're going to ride him. I don't know if they'll ride him cold and hope that there's a lot of pace, or if they'll be prominent again and then maybe that just dulls his sprint. But if there's a 1,300-metre horse in this race, it's probably Jimmy.
Yeah. War Machine?
War Machine as well is one who can run super, and he's a backable price. I just think for me, out of the Everest, I'd rather take Jimmy or Lady Shenandoah. But War Machine wouldn't shock. I think they run him in this, and then I think they run him in the CF4.
Yeah. Briasa?
Not one of mine. Not one of mine. I can't get a read on him.
Neither.
And I think the Hawk stable's gone absolutely dog shit. No, with respect. They had a phenomenal autumn and found them plenty of times, but they're just not going well enough at the moment. What about you? Are you leaning towards Team Lady Shenandoah?
I am. Yeah, which is very unlike me. J-Mac has to give her one of the great rides, but she'll come in a bit after some emergency scratching, so she'll come into 11 from my read. But still, that's hard to. That's going to be hard for J-Mac to steer her home, but I think there's a bit more potential upside after that run. I think, I have more confidence off the back of her Everest run versus her Manikato run. This is obviously easier, more speed humps in this race as well. So getting to the outside actually might not be a bad thing. It might be cluttered up close to the fence. So, yeah, I think siding with the Everest runners easily. Of those, she's the one at a little bit of a price. I think Jimmy, he was a sensational run, probably the run of the race in the Everest, but, he was 3 wide the trip there. What's that? Is that potentially going to take a little bit out of him as well?
Yeah, and it'd be hard to get him to. I think that was his peak run ever, Jimmy. And I think it'd be hard for him to go back to the well again. Whereas I think Lady was probably saved a little bit in the Everest, and expecting her to fire fourth up.
Yeah, agreed. The Golden Eagle, crikey, good contest. This one always is. Would have liked to see some of these horses in other contests. Shangri-La Spring will probably go forward with Fully Lit, Crystal Clear, Feroce as well. Perfumist, she's a absolute running machine. So from barrier 1, she'll just go forward and go, hey, catch me if you can. Couple of interesting international runners. Number 13, Seagulls 11 from barrier 3. Not barrier 11. Number 13, Seagulls 11 from barrier 3. Get your head around that. Form around Lake Forest, obviously won the race last year. In the City of York Stakes, finished third last there rather. Beaten 4 lengths, so has form around that sort of international horse. $26, probably wanting to risk him. Panja Tau is interesting. Group 2 winner over in Japan, Group 3 winner as well. Probably did fail when getting up to Group 1's level over there, but did have an SP of $9 in a Group 1 in Japan, where I think there's only about 20 of them over there. So I'm hearing not the standard of Japanese galloper to come over here, say of the likes of Obambira by Liga Assura and the like. But his profile suggesting that he's winning 66% of the time.
He's a very interesting runner. Very interesting runner. And if you're prepared to take on Autumn Glow, well, you're probably looking at the rest of the horses in this race and thinking to yourself, well, any of these going to beat her if this was a wait for age race with the horses that we already know, like the Evaporates and the Feroces and the Linebackers and Seeples and whatnot. And you're thinking to yourself, well, realistically, I don't think any of those are beating her, all things being equal and given even luck. So then you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, well, what's the form that's a little bit outside of that? And for me, that's Panja Tower. I'm not backing him because I think Autumn Glow is a superstar and I think she'll win, but she's a short enough price that if you want to look elsewhere, wouldn't blame you at all.
I agree. Not up to the standard, apparently, of, say, your Ascoli Pacinos, who was a short-priced, if not favourite, there or thereabouts last year. Barry beat her last year. Whereas I think this horse potentially might be a bit more positive, especially from that barrier. So far better draw this year for the Japanese runner. I think they'll go a decent clip here, which with the likes of Fully Lit, Linebacker goes forward, Evaporate, Shangri-La Spring and all those horses we kind of talked to. I think it does set up very well for Autumn Glow.
Yeah.
So kind of hard to tip against her, really.
And she's got the perfect draw. I think 8-9's perfect for her in a bigger field. J-Mac can just jump and she's got the tactical speed to sit where she needs to, find some cover, probably midfield. And yeah, if she's good enough, she'll run over the top of him. And I think from what we saw in the Epsom, and it could just be the way that she had her prep set up to go. I think she went, 12 to 13 or 11 to 13 to 16. Maybe she needed another run before she got to a mile. But by the end of that Epsom, I was sort of like, I'm thinking maybe you're a 1,400-metre horse, Autumn Glow. Maybe. But I still think as she gets older, she should be able to stretch out to 2,000 metres. Would love to see her in a Cox Plate. Anyway. So I don't know. I think we'll find out more about her as she continues to run. She's just so lightly raced. But Autumn Glow on top for me. I think she's a superstar. Would love to see her remain undefeated. Yeah, she's short enough, but whatever. The horse who I think's an enormous price. That if he's bigger, if he's a bigger price to place, which he probably will be come game day than what Autumn Glow is to win, is Seeples from a great draw. Complete forgive job in the 2-rack. Before that, he had 2 dynamic wins. One was just softly ridden up front and just powered away from them in a benchmark 100. And then the Rupert Clark, he sat off a brutal speed, won off the lead, no cover, and held on, albeit with a lightweight. Forget about the 2-rack. He's one for me at $19 with the good people at Ned's at the moment, where he could be a 1x3 play if you're looking that way. But I think the best of the rest are probably, Evaporate and Linebacker.
Yeah. I think for me with Seeples, he's had 2 runs at the mile. 2 of them have been probably forgive jobs. He probably got too far back in the Australian Guineas, and he started favourite there.
Yeah.
Getting beaten by Feroce. So I think he's better over. I reckon he could be a sprinter in due course. I reckon he might be a 1,200 metres to 1,400 metre horse. 1,500 metres, you might think, oh, what's the difference? I think Randwick's a big difference, though. Up the rise, you actually probably want to run out a solid mile at Randwick.
Yep.
So I'd be willing to take him on, but he's probably still the horse at around at a each way price that is probably the one.
Yep.
So yeah, Autumn Glow on top, Panja Tower, the danger for me. Rosehill Gold Cup, 2,000 metres, handicap, Group 3 level. You have Palmetto, Redstone Well going forward here, and a host of others trying to find a position. Tell you what, mate, Barry 2, Dylan Gibbons on. Glad that they've scratched last week to go to this to avoid a Linda Man. I think it sets up really well for Mason Louis here. I think he's a middle distance horse on the up. We know where Faulkner Park's at, Bois d'Argent, Hueta, Palmetto. I mean, is he camp, Mason Louis?
I think he could win for sure, Mason Louis. I think the only other one is the favourite, Wooton Verney. Because, yeah, you're exactly right. We know where a lot of these are at. And mostly it's dog shit. No, I'm just kidding. Mason Louis is the horse on the up. He's got a great draw, and I think Wooton Verney with J-Mac on will also be hard to beat with the weight swing. But I agree, Mason Louis for me in this race.
I think Wooton Verney, I think they might switch because I think the Linda Man form.
Superior form.
To Casino 17.
That did nothing on the weekend.
Yeah, you're right. He did not run like dog shit. So, all right, that is Randwick done. Let's get into
the real shit.
Let's get into Flemington. The Carbine Club, race 1, 1,600 metres, Group 3 for the 3-year-olds at set weights and penalties level. You have Wester Swindon on an island out in front. And then you have probably Vinrock trying to, step a bit more positive this time. Maybe Prestige Olay taking a sit. But getting the run of the race, is it not Regal Award, who would have actually done something in a Guineas if he went there?
Yeah, Regal Award sets up beautifully for him. And when I was looking at the markets before the prices came out, and I was like, well, there's your favourite. How much did he win by last start in the benchmark 70?
7.5.
7.5, yeah. Was so much better than them, clearly. So, yeah, I can see him winning absolutely Regal Award. I'm going to stick with the Chris Waller filly, Panova, who are back last start, though. He's a pattern trainer, Chris Waller. He takes him to that race in Sydney. They win that. And then he takes them to the Carbine, and they win that. I think the only issue is, that there doesn't look to be a lot of speed in this race. So Tommy needs to have a good ride on Panova, and she's short enough. She opened up at 6s, and I was like, I'll take that. She's now $4.80 already with the good people at Ned's. So happy to be with Panova. I have a bet on her this weekend. Regal Award, definitely hardest to beat. Vinrock, I just don't think he runs out a mile.
Nah.
I think he's a 1,400 metre horse, and I also don't think he's just going good enough. Like, I think he's probably... I just don't think he's a 2-year-old who's really properly come on.
Yeah, I agree with that. Looking at the commentary, lost a winker at the 250 metres, dangerous until peak late. I think you might see something again, even though this is probably going to be more sedately run. Regal Award for me from that perfect barrier. I think he goes close to featuring in a Guineas if you actually had went there. Like the gap between runs, 3 weeks between runs for him as well. So the Ned's Vanity, 1,400 metres, Group 3 fillies at set weights and penalties level. Previous winners of this race, Zaitung last year,
Licky Tung.
Gringzinger Bell the year prior. I think last year was the first time that this race was actually on Derby Day. Wollongbai, Barbrada, Zoo Dancer. I thought Lady Pankhurst would take up the running here with a host of others trying to find a positioning, including Amping Lass, Miss Revealing, Chatterley, Milady Rose as well. I thought She's an Alibi. Geez, seeing the price now, that's a shame. I thought it should be a bigger price than that.
Oh, I knew she'd come up favourite because of the form line.
Fucking hell.
Because of the form line. I think she wins, though. Like, she's short, but I think she wins just because of that form line. That was her first run for the Moody and Coleman stable. And I just, for these 1,400 metre races at Flemington, like, I've got a dog shit record. Like, I've openly shared that on the podcast pretty much every single time Flemington comes up. For some reason, they tend to have half the card over 1,400 metres. It's so annoying. What I've learned is you just want a horse who can jump in the first third, irrespective of the pace, irrespective of where the gate of the barrier, of where the rail is. You want a horse who can be prominent, and I think she can be prominent enough. And I thought that was an excellent first up run behind Tentaurus and Raging Force. It's the form line I want to be with. 57 kilos as well. So she's got a bit of weight relief from Icarian Dream and Stardom. I think Stardom on the quick backup can run well, but don't know about that race from a form perspective. And then Chatterley, which comes out of the Panova race, had no luck, but yet to win after 4 starts. She's $9. She's probably the other one. But I think the favourite will win.
Yeah, I agree. I'm disappointed by that.
It's one of those ones, mate. It's one of those ones. Just people didn't miss it.
Yeah, far out. I might be favour bashing. Looking at the next race, the Rising Fast Group 3, 1,200 metres handicap. Previous winners, Mahaba won this at a huge price last year. Spacewalk the year prior, Argentia, Age of Chivalry, Sansom and Reykjavik. Speed here. I thought it's likely the Speed Patrol, Star Patrol could probably control this out in front with the likes of maybe GG's Miss Truth from the inside, Libertad hedged as well, bustling for positions. I didn't think there was a ton of speed in this race.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of speed. Which gave me a little bit of trepidation with the horse that I was keen to be on when the fields were finalised. Gee whiz. So I'll have to think about this race a little bit more, but at this stage, I like number 9, GG's Miss Truth. She ran super last start at Caulfield, first start for a new stable, and absolutely launched to just miss Ray Magnerio. She's only carrying 53 kilos there, but gate 11, 54 kilos down the Flemington straight with Craig Williams on. She's about 950 at the moment with the good people at Ned. She's a Flemington horse for mine. Her last run on Flemington was this day last year in the Vanity, that race at Zaitung won. So, but with the new trainer, a bit more mature now, GG's Miss Truth, I I think she's a horse who can run a bottler. But, Caboolus can run super. I think he can win. Hedged, I think, can win. Pasusto, if he wins, I'll be on the floor. It's just interesting, like him being in this race. I don't know what I don't know if the stable knows what they're doing with him. And I said to you the other week, and it might still be the case. I can't remember the last time the Archibalds had a winner on a Saturday. So happy to be against, but GG's mistruth for me. I think.
Yeah, okay. I think I initially liked the setup for Caboolus here. Thought he was super first up behind Rothy in the Sydney Stakes, and I think that's a pretty solid form reference there. Second up, he's won 2 from 3. He is now gelding, lightly race gelding as well. Sticks to the 1200. I think he'll be. Tommy Berry's in good form too. So pick his own adventure. I do think the dangers are Star Patrol, who will be an important runner here. He could just be up and gone.
He's running super at the moment as well.
Like he's only beaten 2.5 lengths behind War Machine, which seems pretty good form. Before that, beaten by Arkansas Kid. Been kept to Flemington, which I think is actually the right recipe for him. I think he races far better at Flemington. The issue is he hasn't won in over 2 years. Obviously, injury layoff there as well. So you do have to take him on trust a little bit. Blinker's back on for him. So third up, good little setup. The other one, Hedged. So the Jigsaw form is apparently good. And I thought he was unlucky not to win that. I thought he was super, and he's not with that stable anymore.
Yeah, he's got a good draw too. Yeah. Gate 9. I thought Hedge was probably the other one apart from GG, but just have to probably study the speed map a bit more.
Yeah, agreed. The Wakeful, you have. One Scratching Luna Bay coming out. Previous winners of this race, you have Treasure the Moment winning this last year when we were not her biggest fans. Amazonia Lass, Willowy, Victoria Key, Miami Bound and Aristia. So voting rights likely to go forward here with Get a Good Feeling, Fashionable. Potentially the Adelaide filly as well from out wide, Freedom Flame with Jamie Mellamon. I typically like to back in that Hill Stakes form line for this race from Morphettville. And Freedom Flame was a sensational winner in that. Kind of kicked away, but she was a huge drifter in the market too, $19 out to 40s. So that's got me a little bit spooked. Barry 9 doesn't fill me with a ton of confidence either. But I feel like if she's a winning chance here, she has to go forward and chance her arm against the likes of Get a Good Feeling. But she's likely the most likely winner, I would have thought.
Yeah, I was looking at each of the horses trying to get a Good Feeling beat, and I couldn't. So not a betting race for me because I think she's just going to be too good and put them away. But $1.65 in these 3-year-old fillies races, once they start to get out to 2,000 metres, is toxic, I think. But in saying that, I couldn't find anything to get a beat. Like if you're looking at the lightly race fillies, like Fashionable for Michael Friedman, little Safabil filly, she was great. As a shorty last start in Hawkesbury, but it's a Hawkesbury maiden plate, you know what I mean? Over 1,800 metres, like this is a massive step up, and Get a Good Feeling. It's got all the group form, so yeah, hard to pick against the favourite.
Yeah. The Damien Oliver 1,400 metres Group 2 handicap in this contest. The speed looks to be Media World Zoo Sensation as well. With Regal Zeus, Holy Man's Warney kicking up as well, but a few back markers here. So, again, I thought there's a horse here that is a big track specialist, and it looks to be King Zephyr. I think he can sit with 53 kilos, he can sit in the third or fourth line of running, not to be too far off him, and just use the big Flemington straight to kick into gear.
Yeah. King's Effort for me, he's got to be best of the day, $2.45. Complete Forgive last start. It was a leaderish track. He was too far back. He'll sit closer here from a nice draw. He gets Flemington. 53 kilos is fucking nothing. He's a 1,400 metre horse if I've ever seen one. He's just so well placed. He sets up so well, and with a lot of these others, we know where they're at, and a lot of them mix their form so much. Like if you're looking at those, even the top weighted horses like Steparty, we know where he's at. Zoo Sensation, geez, he got away with it last start at Caulfield, beating King's Effort home, but he actually went at a pretty good clip. So he's the danger, but for me, King's Effort, I'm prepared to forgive last start. He's got 4.5 kilos on Zoo Sensation. He'll sit a lot closer.
Yeah. I think Caulfield was the King's undoing. I agree. So if we're talking like around the grounds, we might even just skip the Wakeful and then chips in.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's a nice play. Race 6. Coolmore Stud Stakes.
One of our favourites.
1,200 metres, Group 1. Set weights for the 3-year-olds. Previous winners. Switzerland. Osmosis. In Secret. Home Affairs. September run in the quaddie. Exceedance. Yes. Sunlight in the quaddie. Merchant Navy. So I think
one of the best wins I've ever seen.
The only one that we haven't picked there is Osmosis.
Yeah.
So, well, when I say we, I'm saying our collective punk club. I think I've been all around these. This is not my race. I had a bet on Exceedance, actually. So,
this is my race.
Yeah. So how are you seeing it? Because I'm seeing it with Raging Force going forward. He knows no other way. Hidden Motive as well. Legacy Bound from down low. And the likes of McGaw has a bit of speed. Beedman has gone forward. Baywalk, obviously. So I think they'll be running a decent clip here.
I think they're going to split, which I love.
They're going to split?
I think they're going to split down the Flemington Straight because there's so much speed.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a fair track with not a lot of breeze. So I think they're just going to go. Particularly with Baywalk drawing gate 10, I think he wants a rail being a Sydney Colt. So I wouldn't be surprised if he leads with Adam Hibbert-Podden on. And when they split, you've got a decision to make if you're a horse drawn in the middle. And it's either going to be the right decision or the wrong decision. And that's up to Mark on Tentaris. Mark has to make the right decision. But there's so much speed in this race that I think he can afford to even be on an island by himself in the middle. They're going to go so hard up front. I really like Tentaris. We've liked him the entire spring. He's a throbber. He ran super last start. I think the straights his go. Flemington tick. Perfect preparation leading to this. This is his grand final. It has been all along. I think he's the one for me, and he's a similar price to Baywalk. If Baywalk brings the same run in the Golden Rose here, and he's going to be incredibly hard to beat, and he could do a bit of a home affairs job on them and just demolish them. But he's in my numbers, so to speak, Baywalk. But I'm happy to take him on because if I saw Tentaris brain them and I didn't have a cent on, mate. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those ones. It's one of those ones where you just have to because you'd be sick otherwise.
Yeah, you're pot committed.
Yeah,
you're pot committed.
I'm pot committed.
You have to continue whatever the price may be.
Yeah,
which is frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
We talked about this horse at $15.
Yeah,
and I just forgot about it. Life got in the way.
Yeah, $8 would have been great too.
Oh no,
$8 would have been great. So Tentaris for me.
Yeah, no, well said. Same. We're finding a lot of the same horses.
We are, which can be dangerous.
Yeah.
But look, outside of that, Baywalk, absolutely. There's a stack of talent. This is one of the best Coolmores I've seen. I'm not saying we have like three superstars like Bivouac, Exceedance. Yes. Actually, I think both Biv. I don't know if Biv actually ended up running in the Coolmore.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
So it was Exceedance, Biv and Libertini.
Because the SSS won the Everest and didn't go.
Microphone got scratched from
Microphone.
that.
And he was a good horse.
That was probably the best Coolmore we've seen.
Yeah, I
reckon.
think so. But this is, I think, the deepest.
Yeah.
Like, as in, there's a stack of talent, but Tentaurus for me. McGaw, he'll run well. He's $31. Skyhook's 11. Hidden Motive, who beat Beedman, albeit Beedman didn't have a lot of luck, is at 21s. Raging Force is a big price at 14s. Legacy Bound, you can have him. Beedman at 5s. Skyglider, second ever run, I thought was phenomenal up in Sydney, but this might be a bit too soon. And then My Gladiola, Gate 1's shit for her.
I know.
She wanted anything other than that. She wanted anything between 4 and 9, 4 and 10. You'd prefer 12 for her than 1, which diminishes her chances. But she's a good horse. She's $11, so it's a great race. But yeah, Tentaurus for me.
Yeah. I think I agree that is a shit draw, assuming that, the rail is not the place to be. But I think you're right. Because of where the speed's drawn, I think they're going to go to the middle of the track at least, if not split. So she might just sneak up the fence and go like, hey, see you later. You can kind of just do whatever you want. So I think you still need her for like quaddie insurance.
Goes in the quaddie.
Yeah. I was really disappointed with the draw for Tentaurus. I think he could find a lot of traffic. If I'm in my crystal ball, kind of trying to predict that, and I'm preparing for bad luck, then maybe that's not the right recipe. I think he's the best horse in the race. I think he will show that come Saturday, and I think he will go away and brain this lot.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, you're right. But also, I think you're right around Gate 5. When I saw that, I was like, oh, it's not too bad. But then when I analysed the race further, I was like, Mark's got a big decision to make. He can have some bad luck, absolutely, but you're right. You can't go into a race thinking, oh, I'm not going to back him because he'll definitely get bad luck. It's like if he gets bad luck, it is what it is.
What about Beedman? He's been the hype horse in Sydney.
I think he'll run well, Beedman. Absolutely. But he's a similar-ish enough price to Bayvart and Tentaurus, who I'd rather have.
Yeah. Kind of need to see it from him, to be honest.
I need to see it from Blakey Bill as well.
Yeah.
That's what I need to see.
Yeah. True. All right. The Victoria Derby, 2,500 metres, Group 1 for the 3-year-olds at set weights. Previous winners, Gold Rush Guru, Riff Rocket, Man Zoyce, High Totsu, Johnny Get Angry, Warning, Extra Brute, Ace High. I'm seeing a lot of winners. You know what? You don't even want my tip. Should have given him a call.
Yeah, we should have. We should have called him in.
One of our mates, he's got Gold Rush Guru, Riff Rocket, High Totsu but not on the day.
No, not on the day.
Not on the day.
Not on the day.
Even probably prior to his Guineas win.
Prior to his inception.
Honestly.
His conception.
Warning, Extra Boot as well. 5 of the last, however many that is.
Might as well start calling him Johnny Allen. The Derby King.
So the speed here. I think this will be the most genuine run of obviously being the grand final for these stayers. But I think you have Azazel going forward, Matsuda, Highvole going forward, and obviously Observer. Now, I heard an interesting comment from Calvin McAvoy, who is obviously not the trainer of that horse. He said he's clearly the horse to beat. But that horse is a fucking nutcase, basically. He
Observer.
Yeah, he can play up a bit. So a big crowd on Derby Day. He'll be in the barriers for a little while as well, being drawn low. That might not be the best thing for him. He's gone down as a short price favourite before. He was $1.90 at Flemington at the end of his first prep, and he got beaten 6 lengths down the field. So there's probably enough where if he goes on to win this, he's $2. Sure.
YCHH, Daniel. You can have him. $2.15. Yeah, like he was a dominant winner in the Vars. I get that. But Mark just took him to the front and just said, see you later, because he was walking. And yeah, was he eased down and could have won by 5 lengths? Probably. But when you're gifting a horse a race like that on the platter coming out of a Caulfield Guineas, well, yeah, you know what I mean? They were talking about a Cox plate for this horse. He was ready to go. But Derby's different gravy, that extra 500 metres. It's like stepping up from 24 to 3,200 metres in open grade. It's just some horses thrive over 2,400 metres and just paddle when it gets to 3,200 metres. So you can have him at that price. And now that you've said that, it gets me even more horny. My guy Options, he's been my Derby horse all along. He's $13. Oh, when I saw the price, I was like, did anyone else just see that he had so much bad luck in the Vars and he just never got going? It was no chance from a wide gate. He's drawn well here, gate 7. I know he's going to stay. And the McAvoys clearly were interviewed because they wanted to talk to those boys about Options and see how he's going for the Derby. Not half yours in the Melbourne Cup. And Providence is half the price. Yeah, J-Mac nearly ran down Observer in the Vars.
But something had to.
Absolutely. This horse hasn't won.
No.
And he's $6. I'll take Options any day of the week. So yeah, he's I'm going to have a good bet too at that price. Are you kidding me? I thought he'd be second favourite.
Yeah. Okay.
Complete forgive last start. His win before that was dynamic. Bred to run the trip, please. I'll take him. Very confident.
Yeah. It's a good case you've made.
Yeah.
I'm sticking fat. Arcora.
I thought you were off him.
No, I'm back on it.
You're back on.
I'm back on to $46.
Yeah, so you should be.
And you know what? His Geelong Classic run, it was actually not that bad. And you can see him here, right? 1,400 metres, beaten 4.8 lengths. Next start, 1,800 metres in the superimposed, only beaten 2.8. And he didn't even have a crack at him.
Didn't have a crack.
In the Geelong Classic, beaten 1.2 at the step up to the 2,200 metres, and he was actually held up around the 400 metres there as well. Barrier 11, don't mind that. And I reckon there's going to be this horse doesn't have a turn of foot, so there has to be a directive. And if dog shit Johnny goes back, I'll rip up my ticket because there's no point.
What's the point?
This horse has to go forward to be given a chance because he's that Finch mould. He needs to grind away. And I reckon he can absorb a bit more of a genuine tempo on speed. Been waiting for him to basically have good luck. He's had nothing but bad luck this prep, but he's had good prep runs as well. $46 at that price is an enormous price. I'm going to find out. The other one I'm going to have, if he gets a run, just seeing that, he doesn't actually have a run at the moment, is First Emergency Arabian Prince. I think he was super in the superimposed behind Options. He was decent in the Ned's Classic, second up over the 2,000 metres as well. I think he's a Flemington horse, and I think he's out of a Gayarth who they can run over this distance as well. Barrier 20 obviously sucks, but I think he's the one. And, the winner of that, the Classic there as well, has won the Derby previews, won the Ned's Classic into there. It's like he could just be the one. He's $12.
Yeah, that's a good shout. So I'm pretty sure last year the Derby only had one horse by shocking, and that was scary.
Yeah.
There's only one horse by shocking in this field, number 7 is Azel, and he's 21s. So I'm going to have a small little bet on him as well, because the shocking horses will run 4,200 metres.
Yep.
Not 3,200 metres.
They will.
Oh,
yeah.
But I'm shit at derbies. I am. Like, I put my hand up. I'm shocking. Yeah. I nearly picked Scary at 40-1 last year. That would have been unreal. Would have made up for all the losses that I had in the past. Sharp and Smart. No. And Riff Rocket didn't really count as a winner, but I'm very keen.
Nice. I like it. The Empire Rose, 1,600 metres, Group 1 for the fillies and mares away for age level. Previous winners are Tissue, Pride of Jenny, Ice Bath, Colette, Melody Bell, Shillelagh and Shoals. So You've had some wins in this race, but I'm fascinated to see how you unpack this one, because I see if Wester Swindon was on an island, where's Pride of Jenny going to be on? She's on another continent, because listen for these for some backmarkers like Damask Rose, Firestorm, Fangirl, Idle Flyer, Benadryl, Like a Lucy on display. Like, who's going to be doing the donkey work to take the rest of this field up? It has to be Lazura or Abounding.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that?
I think Pride of Jenny probably wins this race.
Yeah.
Definitely not one of mine. I don't think I've ever found her. I think I've backed her once and she ran second to Cascadian, I think, in an Australian Cup. Never on her when she wins. But I think she had a bit more pressure on in the King Charles. And also, like, is she a Sydney horse? Like, yeah, she's got that Queen Elizabeth win, but that was a weird race. They just let her go out front, and it didn't actually rate that well, even though she brained them. It was almost like two races in one. Nothing took anyone into the race. Could be a similar situation here, and she loves Flemington. It's a dry deck. Like, she's $6. I'd rather take her at $6s than Fangirl at $3.20. The only reason why I'm probably not going to back her is because it's Pride of Jenny, which is stupid. So I think she's the winner. I really do. It just sets up so beautifully for her. The horse that I was really keen on before the barrier draw even was number 6, though, Like a Lucy. She's run super this prep. I think she's a Flemington horse. Found it fascinating that they took her to this race when I thought they'd take her to 2,000 metres, but maybe they think she's a miler. Good first up behind Lazura and the likes of in the Let's Elope. Form out of that race, Lazura, 0-2 good. Abounding were the first 3, and she ran 4th. And then she's run 3rd in a 2-rack. So, yeah, I really like a Lucy here. Lightly raced. I don't think we've seen the bottom of her. So I'll probably back her at 6s, but just looking at the map, if Pride of Jenny just grinds them into the earth and wins, I'm like, well, I knew that was going to happen. I just didn't have a cent on. But yeah, Like a Lucy. I think the other one, I think Idle Fly read super last start. She's been going super.
Yep.
Actually, on that, I think, who was the horse who she beat home last start?
Perfumist.
Forgot to mention her in the Golden Eagle. She's a big price, I thought, in the Golden Eagle. She's like nearly $20. So
Drawn barrier 1
in the front. In the Golden Eagle, yeah. So there's a bit of pressure in the race, but I think let her roll along. She can run well. But anyway, back to Idle Flyer. I give her a big chance too. So the obvious says Pride of Jenny brains these, but if she doesn't, if she's not quite on her A game, I think Like a Lucy and Idle Fly can win, and obviously Fangirl, Abounding, the list goes on. So this is a tricky little race.
It is, and shocked at the price of On Display for, she was very unlucky second up behind Lazura in the Let's Elope. Improved effort in the Rose of Kingston, but probably disappointing, you'd say. But Miraval Rose and Tuileries have run well since. So barrier 2 probably can be a bit more positive as well, but probably going to be sitting behind the likes of Abounding if Abounding jumps and goes, and that's no guarantee as well. I agree. I honestly could see Pride Jenny being 6 to 8 lengths, 10 lengths in front of him at the 400. That's a lot to do. Haven't even mentioned Fangirl.
Yeah. Fangirl's a weird one. I think she needs a slowly run race, and for them to sit closer. I think her biggest enemy is Pride of Jenny, because when Pride of Jenny's that far in front, it just leaves Fangirl way too much to do. I think she likes to sit close off a moderate tempo to an easy tempo and then unleash just an electric turn of foot over 400 metres to win. And she's not going to get that when Pride of Jenny's in the race. So Decky Bates, I think he'll be looking at this speed map and just thinking to himself, fuck, I'll just do what I did in this race 2 years ago and just put him to the sword. I reckon he could.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I don't think I've seen this many backmarkers in one race. Like, it's just absolutely stacked. So with that as well, even the chasing horses, like we saw Lazura come from back in the pack first up. Like, there's no guarantee. Like, she's gone for it. She's been more positive, but for her to be the horse carting the rest of this field up, I don't think that's a great recipe.
No.
Abounding's been more positive as well, but during her career, she's been more negative than positive as well. So you're going to have, of the chasing bunch, you're actually going to have a lot of horses that are potentially out of their comfort zone.
They're not on pace horses.
No.
They're midfield horses at best.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think Pride of Jenny at $6. I don't think she starts that on the weekend.
No.
I think she starts shorter.
No, I agree. Maybe people are just looking at her last start and she's run 7th there.
But she was beaten 3 lengths.
Yeah, I don't think she likes that.
She wasn't disgraced.
I don't think she likes that way of going either. No. Got a bit of a feeling. But Flemington 1600 metres, we've seen her do it.
Well, she's won a champions mile and a Empire Rose, and she got lipped in a All-Star mile by Cascadian.
Yep. Nearly won an Aussie Cup, 2,000 metres, Flemington.
No, she won an All-Star mile, didn't she? Maybe that was at Caulfield.
No, she won an All-Star mile.
Maybe that was
brained them, and then she ran second to
Australia Cup.
Cascadian in the Australia Cup.
Yep. Yeah, glad we cleared that up. Our favourite race of the day, the Kieran Ichiban Sprint.
Time honoured.
1,100 metres Group 3 for the mares at set weights and penalties. Previous winners. Listen. Itzmus. Queen of the Ball. What happened there? Asfura. Minhaj was in the quaddie. Fiesta. And Tefane, best bet of the day.
Followed you in that day. Jesus.
So, speed map here. High Dubai, likely to go forward with Osmar from out wide as well. Flying for Fun, Apache Song, Arabian Summer. She's bulletproof, likely to go forward as well. But there is a few negative horses here, but I think there'll be a bit of a spread. Very similar to last year's race, where you could probably be a few off them.
That felt so good.
You can be off them and make up the ground. And I think if I might have a 2-bet play, like an all-up here. The King Zephyr, into number 13, Soft Love. I think she is a sensational bet in this race. She's been to Flemington twice. First time she was, second time rather, she was beaten 5.5, beaten by Bridal Waltz, and She's an Artist. Now, that was early in her preparation, not her day, or end of her last prep rather. But first, her previous run to that, she was absolutely mowing them down. Don't know how she lost, actually. First up, she was sensational from a long, long way back. Getting knocked off by Stretton Angel, meets that horse 2 kilos better at the weights. Barrier 6, she can kind of pick her own journey, find the right lane and go whooshka. I don't think she'll be too far off him, as I said. But, it will be heart in your mouth stuff, but she'll just be mowing them down. Soft Love, I reckon.
I think Soft Love can win, absolutely. I'm going to stick with Photograph at 18s. Back to her last start, first up for a new stable, and she had no luck coming up on the inside. With Andrea at Zenny. I just can't say that. The Hong Kong jockey. I don't like foreign jockeys at Caulfield. I don't like foreign jockeys. Full stop. I don't like them. No, I think gets Luke Curry on Flemington, 55 kilos. I think she can just explode as well. I know she's coming from midweek sort of material, but so is Isthmus. Maybe I'm just reaching because she's at a big price similar to what Isthmus was, but I saw enough from her first run for a new stable at Caulfield last start that she had something in her. Gate 5 again can be tricky on the weekend, but at 18s, like, she has to go on the quaddie. Soft Love was the other one. I was like, this horse can run a bottler, and I think she's bulletproof, will run solidly, but happy to take her on. Yep. So, really looking forward to it. Team Blue need to have a big day for your boy.
Fucking oath. Generosity. I sent you a text earlier in the week. $2.25 she was in all-in markets, out to $4.40, barrier 1.
Yep. I I thought she was a bit icky last start in the Sydney Stakes, but I was like, I think she's the favourite and she deserves to be. But I don't know, there's just a feeling in my stomach about her. Could she bounce back and win here? Probably. But I'm happy to take her on.
Yeah, I think the thing for me with her is the step back in distance for her. I to my eye, I think she's actually looking for further. And she actually needs to win on this side of the country, especially after what she did to me last time.
Yeah, for sure, without a doubt.
And the punters, through the Ned's hosted pot,
without a doubt.
So I think I've always been a big fan of Soft Love. Harry Coffey has been her main jockey as well. So big fan of Soft Love. I think she goes very close here, but I will be cheering Photograph because we'll be live in the quaddie and that will be a result.
That'd be a result in the quaddie, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, good stuff. Look forward to it.
Oh, buzzing.
Yeah. I'm kind of jealous I'm not going down.
Yeah.
To be honest, I could make a late, business expense would go down.
Hey, you could. I probably should have done that in the first place. Stupid. Man, I'm going to be in the Kieran Ichiban tent. Not sponsored.
Wow.
Not sponsored, but that's a sign.
That is a sign.
It's a sign. People will be taking photographs of your boy, no doubt. It's all lining up.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back on Sunday. I'm assuming you come back.
Yes, I'll be back Sunday about lunchtime, I think. So it works out well.
We'll figure something out. All right. Hooroo. See you later.
See you later, Drifters.